So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for coming onto this video. So as always, starting off with the match stats. So we did beat this team 3-2. It was a last minute winner on our side to get the third goal. It is against a team that is a pro league side. We have played against them previously, and it's always been a tough game. And generally the way that they do play is great, and it's good practice for us. As mentioned, we have applied for the pro league for FIFA 23, and we're looking at competing at the highest level. Just for your reference as well, guys, we are ranked 35 globally in the world on PC Pro Clubs, and then for this season we are ranked 15th. So we are a great team, a strong team, and we do want to get into the pro league side of things, and these practices that we have against these big clubs is something that is important for us. And just to share again stats for you, so we had 49% possession in this game with 9 shots versus 6 shots from the opposition. Myself, I was playing as a centre back. I had a 7.0 match rating. 5 possessions won and 2 possessions lost. I did make 3 tackles at 33%. So again, guys, feel free to enjoy the match. Let me know your thoughts down below on just generally how you feel the gameplay went, and just any feedback that you could give to us to improve. And the play style I have mentioned in my previous videos is, we do like to control the ball as well as the possession, as well as looking at our passing accuracy. Over the past games, for example, we've had like around 55%, 60% possession of the ball, as well as our passing has been over 83% as a team. So this is vital for us, especially as we do look at controlling the game, passing it fast, and really getting into those attacking positions to score those goals. So do enjoy the game, and let us know your thoughts on how you think this game went. And just to give you some stats on how the progression of the match went. So the first goal, we should have done better. This was a goal that came from their side of things. Defensively, we should have pressed earlier on, and the goalkeeper, unfortunately, he should have saved. But again, it's always a bit tough with these FIFA goalkeepers. It's one of those ones where even if you do make the save or the directional for the save, somehow it doesn't go through. So it's always hard to play as a goalkeeper in these pro clubs. I've always said that, but we should have done better for the first goal that we conceded. On our side of things, it was a case where for the first 20 minutes we were getting completely dominated by Jaguars, and then we did need to turn it around, and which we did. We did bounce back. We did score the first goal from X to Quake, and Quake did get the goal in. And then the second goal was from us. Thiago's through ball to X, and then that was a goal from him. And then it was unfortunate because it was 2-1. We were doing very well in terms of controlling the game, and we should. And the issue was the second goal that we let in from the opposition was, again, it shouldn't be the case where we're, let's say, passing it to the goalkeeper in a very awkward angle. So we did lob the ball back to our goalkeeper just because we were getting pressed. But then, of course, the goalkeeper has to take a touch, and then he is getting pressed by the opposition, and then somehow I don't know how, but he tackled the player, and then the player got the penalty from the opposition. I just don't understand how that works out, because I don't know where the foul happened. So that was just very silly from FIFA side of things. But then we did bounce back on the 90th minute to complete, let's say, not really a comeback, but the last late minute winner on our side. So well done to Jaguar for scoring that goal, and Thiago for getting that shot in with the rebound. And yeah, guys, just do enjoy that. And what we're going to be discussing really about today is going to be, Manchester United, the banter club. They were playing against Brentford. Brentford were at home versus Man United, and it's always going to be one of those battles where you got an underdog team, which is Brentford, versus a very out of form team, like a very out of form team with United. I also want to discuss later on this video with the likes of Arsenal versus Leicester. I have been praising Arsenal all along throughout the transfer window with the acquisitions that they've made. Plus, they have been playing very well under Arteta last season. They were just unfortunate to miss out on the Champions League. They were in the relegation battle initially. They went into a really good form, and then so close to getting that 4th position. But it's been a strong start from them, 2 wins out of 2 for Arsenal, and we're going to discuss them a bit later on. But really, again, we're going to be discussing around United, and it's a funny story because I've been busy, hence why I haven't been uploading as regularly and consistently as possible, because it was my sister's wedding. So at home yesterday at my parents' house, I was like, oh damn, I completely forgot that it was Brentford versus Man City. I think it was around like the 20th minute that I switched on the match. And I thought it was going to be, let's say, 1-0 to Brentford, but I didn't expect it to be 2-0 to Brentford. And then I continued watching the game for the first half, because in the second half I had to make a move to the reception of the wedding. But it was just so funny because when they showed the highlights of how the 2 goals were let in, let's say the first 2 goals for Brentford, I just don't understand what De Gea was thinking. Like, he was at fault completely for the first goal. But again, the pressing from Brentford was really good. As a team collectively, they were pressing Manchester United within their own half, forcing them deep, making these mistakes, which, they should be, looking at removing and mitigating as much as possible. But the thing is, with this United side, it's the same team as last year, but they haven't made that many, let's say, changes. Of course, they've got the likes of Martinez, the 5'8" or 5'9", centre-back, who I don't understand why he's playing in that position. I think he should be converted in more like a left-back or a right-back position. I don't know what foot he is. As a centre-back in the Premier League, the physicality as well as the height of all these centre-backs, he's never going to get any chance in these corners. And we did see that. I think it was the second or the third goal where it was coming from the corner. And then Ben Mee scored the goal. And again, it was just a case where his positioning, he hasn't been great, and his match rating, again, for the past 2 games has been very poor for Martinez. It's not the case where he's playing against Veerties as well as Groningen and all of these like Dutch underdog teams which aren't great in general. They must be like equivalent would be like the Championship second and third, teams. The contrast of them playing in the Premier League for Ten Hag, it's massive and it's completely different. The physicality, I've mentioned that previously in all the videos. It's so much more physical, and a lot of the strikers, one of them being Werner, did mention how hard it was for him to adapt and get used to the Premier League. And my man got sold back to Leipzig, and he scored his goal after so long. He scored a goal on his comeback return to Leipzig or wherever it is in Germany, which is absolute banter for Chelsea. But again, with Manchester United, there's so many areas that they do need to improve on. Like, they shouldn't be making the mistake of, putting some hateful comments over to De Gea. The goalkeeper's been fantastic for them over so many seasons. He's literally saved United on many occasions. With the back line not being to the strongest lineup for United, you still got Maguire as captain. I just don't understand why Ten Hag doesn't have the balls to make a decision on the captaincy as well as the positions of the centre-back side of things. You've got Varane, who's been purchased from Real Madrid, who is a world-class player at Real Madrid when he was there. He's been on the bench, being pipped for his position by the likes of Maguire as well as Martinez. So I just don't understand that. But, Martinez hasn't been a great signing. There have been rumoured with other signings as well, such as the likes of Arnautovic, which for Bologna, they said, look, he's a key player. He doesn't want to, progress or move across. And again, it's an aged player signing, which they seem to be going for, similar with Rabiot at Juve. And I have heard as well, Rabiot isn't a great player. He hasn't done much in terms of the likes when he was at PSG and then to Juve as well. Like, from what I've heard, again, I don't know if it's true or not, but he isn't a great, let's say, backroom player. His morale as well as like the input that he provides isn't great. From what I've heard, it's quite negative in the backroom side of things. So I don't know what the philosophy or the ideology is like behind Manchester United's transfers, but they really need to give ownership to Ten Hag. It's going to be a project that will take a while to, let's say, uplift and bring United not back to where they were. I don't think they'll ever be back to where they were like the Sir Alex Ferguson days. I think they're in such a bad boat at the moment where they need to do something with their board, the Glazer family, or whatever the case is. I know they're saying like, they're going to do like a walkout in the next game, which is against Liverpool versus Man United. But the thing is, when Liverpool were beating them 4-0 in their own turf at Old Trafford last season, they did do a walkout, don't get me wrong, at half-time. So, it doesn't really make much difference when Liverpool will be battering these guys at home again. But in general, there needs to be so much ownership that needs to be reflected to Ten Hag. And I think he needs to look into the transfers and the policies that he wants to adopt. And again, Man United just need to keep the consistency because they have such a high turnover with the managers. But it's not even just the managers. It's like you had Mourinho, for example. You had Van Gaal, and then you had, who's this, Ragnarok? I don't know what his name is, the previous manager. And he's mentioned as well that there needs to be at least 10 players that need to be purchased and integrated into the United squad. I just don't understand why McTominay, as well as Fred, are playing with a central midfielder position. Rashford's been off form for a very long time. Sancho hasn't scored a Premier League goal since March. Like, the stats have been absolutely insane for Manchester United, but in a very bad way. And another stat for you guys as well, the last 7 Premier League away games, Manchester United haven't won a single game away in the Premier League for the last 7, let's say, games. From the last season, they lost to Man City 4-1. Everton 1-0 as well. Everton was so poor last season. They got demolished by Liverpool 4-0. Arsenal as well, 3-1 they lost. Brighton was the 4-0 where Ronaldo was like, literally he was like, what the hell is happening here? And then again this season, Crystal Palace 1-0. Oh no, sorry, that was last season, 1-0 Crystal Palace. And then Brentford 4-0 as well that they lost this season away. Their away form is really bad, but again, they just need to do something within the transfer market. The transfer market now is coming to a very close end. And they shouldn't be rushing to make these deals. They need to analyse and actually go into debt to see if these individual players that they are purchasing are going to be there for the long term and how they will be effective in those positions. They do need a striker, they need midfielders, they need a lot of areas for consistency to improve on within their game. I have mentioned previously, like well before the Premier League started, that Manchester United aren't going to win anything this season. It's going to be a process for them to slowly recover and revamp their entire team. I see them around 8th and 9th. And again, right now at the moment, they are literally rock bottom at the Premier League table, which is something that we love to see. They've only scored 1 goal and they've conceded 6. That 1 goal that they scored wasn't even any Manchester United player that scored there. It was an own goal, the Brighton player scored. So, they haven't even scored a proper goal, apart from, the pre-season trophy that they won, the winning streak that they were on in terms of the pre-season. And I kept saying as well, when they go into the full season, Manchester United will be showing their true class and their true act as such. They are so rubbish. Pre-season, Ten Hag was playing his full lineups against the likes of like Crystal Palace. I don't know if they play Crystal Palace, but like Liverpool, all of these teams. All of the pre-season side of things, it's just a friendly. It's an area to improve fitness. But of course, Ten Hag wanted to play his first 11, and of course the results were going to go his way. But now that the full season has started, he's getting shattered, and it's great to see. So long may it continue, especially as the next game is Liverpool versus Man United when they do play again. But yeah, guys, do let me know your thoughts on this and what you think about, the whole Man United saga, the transfer side of things as well. Because again, like De Jong has said, like he wants to leave Barca now, and it's either a case he's going to be moving to Chelsea. Man United, I don't see it happening. I don't think he'll make that drop, especially how they're playing at the moment. Ronaldo still wanting to leave. Eriksen being very poor yesterday's game as well. So no, I think it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, do let me know your thoughts and everything about Manchester United and where you think that they're going to be positioned in the Premier League. And then again, swiftly moving over to Arsenal versus Leicester. Arsenal is a team that I've, mentioned in my previous videos well before the Premier League started, especially around the transfers that they made and what Arteta has done from last season. He's bringing the youthful ideology to this season as well. He's made some very important acquisitions. The left side Zinchenko, striker was a very key position that they needed to, let's say, improve on. Jesus was fantastic in pre-season, and he did score some really good goals, 2 goals against Leicester City yesterday. It was a case where he done a really beautiful chip. Do watch that highlight. It was a really nice goal from him. And then a headed goal for the second one from his side of things. But again, Arsenal as a team, they're playing very well. They've got Odegaard as the captain. They were very brutal with their captaincy. And they made Odegaard as the captain. This is something that they got the balls to do so. Man United don't. I don't know why they just don't make the change at Manchester United with Maguire just actually leaving as the captain. But Arsenal, they're very well done, and I do see them being quite competitive. Same with the likes of Tottenham competing for like the Champions League space with Man City as well as Liverpool. I do see Man City and Liverpool leading the way, and either one of them winning the league, and then Arsenal getting 3rd, and then Tottenham getting 4th. I don't see Chelsea fitting into this area, unfortunately, because they haven't made a good acquisition within the striker side of things. But again, within, like, let's say, Leicester's side of things, they've lost Schmeichel and they had Danny Ward in goal. And, he did make a little mistake where he should have saved it, but then it rebounded and it was a goal from the Arsenal. They've sold him to Nice, and that's one area that they really do need to improve on, Leicester City. Plus other areas too. They haven't really done much within the transfer market. Yes, they had so many long-term injuries last season, and they are getting these players back. But again, a lot of the times with these injuries, it does have an effect on those individual players. And you got Vardy that's aged now, and he did make a beautiful dive against Arsenal, which was turned around from a penalty to just a free kick. But no, I think they do need to make a lot of acquisitions. Leicester City, if they were to keep consistency within the Europa League side of things, or just really just a challenge within the Premier League, because they've dropped down quite a lot. And it's the same with like Wolverhampton too. So no, let's see how it goes. But yeah, guys, we are coming to the end of the video. I do appreciate your time as always. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you are brand new, and do let me know your opinion, as mentioned, on the likes of Manchester United, what you think is going on around the Manchester United saga, the transfer side of things, and just your general thoughts of where they're going to be positioned in the league. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Thank you so much, and yeah, catch you soon. Bye bye. Nice. Well done, boys. And that is against a very tough team as well.